high above the mortal lands, where the earth gave way to sky and the sky melted into the heavens. Two ancient forces watched over the world below. One was fierce and unyielding, the north wind, a spirit born of ice, with a voice that roared like storms and a temper colder than the deepest winter. The other was gentle and radiant, the sun, whose warmth bathed the earth, nurturing harvest and painting the dawn in colors of gold. They had watched mortals for countless ages, each believing themselves the mightiest. The wind boasts of strength. When I blow, mountains tremble, seas rage, and men cower. The sun glowed with quiet certainty. When I shine, the world awakens, flowers bloom, and hearts find courage. For centuries, their rivalry simmered. But one fateful day, it would erupt into a test that would be told for generations. The sky was clear that morning, so clear it seemed scrubbed by unseen hands. The north wind prowled among the clouds, restless. He had spent the night sweeping over forests, bending pines to ground, sending wolves howling in the darkness. Yet he felt unsatisfied. Power meant little without recognition. He turned and spotted the sun rising slowly, spilling golden light across valleys. Farmers stirred in their fields. Children chased after chickens, and rivers sparkled like liquid fire. The people lifted their faces to the warmth, smiling. The wind scowled. "Why do they love you?" he growled, his voice shaking clouds into tatters. "They fear me more. Fear is the true measure of power." The sun, calm as ever, spread her rays. Fear may bend men's backs, wind, but love lifts their spirits. Which do you think is stronger? The wind bellowed with laughter. "A contest, then. Let us test our strength upon a mortal. Whoever bends him first shall prove their power." The sun tilted her head. "And what mortal shall serve as our test?" Below, upon a dusty road winding between hills, a lone traveler walked with a stout cloak wrapped around him. His boots struck the earth with purpose, and his eyes scanned the horizon, searching for the town that lay beyond. "There!" cried the wind. "That traveler. Whoever strips him of his cloak proves their might." The sun agreed, though her smile remained serene. "Very well. Show me your power, north wind. I shall follow." The traveler's name was Lorien, a humble stonemason. He had risen early that morning, setting out to seek work in the city of Calvith, where the king was said to be raising new walls for defense. His cloak was thick, woven of gray wool, for the season was changing, the edges of autumn sharpening toward winter. As he trudged, he thought of his family, his wife Elin, who waited in their cottage by the river, and their young son Darren. Work had been scarce in their village, and Lorien hoped the journey would bring silver to keep them fed through the cold months. The road was long and lonely. Only the rustle of grass and the distant cry of crows kept him company. Yet he pressed on, the cloak snug around his shoulders, guarded him from the chill. Little did he know that the very forces of the sky had fixed their eyes upon him. The north wind drew himself to his full height, swelling the clouds with his pride. "Watch, sun, and see true power," he roared. He rushed down from the heavens, blasting across the land. The trees bent violently, leaves ripped from their branches like frightened birds. Dust whirled into spirals, stinging Lorien's eyes. The traveler cursed and pulled his cloak tighter. The wind grew fiercer. He howled through valleys, rattled branches until they cracked, and tore at the cloak with invisible claws. But the tighter he pulled, the closer Lorien clutched his garment. His teeth chattered, his shoulders hunched. He wrapped the wool tighter, holding it like a shield. The wind, furious, doubled his strength. He raged so violently that rooftops in a nearby village creaked, and the river churned white with foam. Yet still, the cloak remained on the traveler's back. "Curse this mortal!" thundered the wind. "He defies me." From above, the sun spoke gently. "No, north wind, he does not defy you. He merely protects himself from your harshness." "Lies!" bellowed the wind. "He trembles. That is proof of my power." But no matter how much he blew, the cloak did not come loose. And the more he raged, the slower the traveler moved, seeking only shelter from the assault. Exhausted, the wind finally withdrew. I could tear the very earth apart, yet still he clings to it." "Then," said the sun softly, Let me try. The sun spread her warmth across the land. At first, it was a gentle glow, a soft balm upon weary skin. The grass shimmered with light, and the dust upon the road seemed golden. The traveler felt the change immediately. He straightened his back, breathing easier as the chill left his bones. The sun brightened, her warmth deepening. Not oppressive, not fierce, but steady and kind. Birds sang, newly emboldened, and the world seemed to hum with life. Lorien paused on the road, lifting his face. The warmth felt like a blessing after the struggle against the wind. His steps grew lighter. After some time, the sun grew warmer still, and sweat formed upon his brow. His cloak, once a comfort, now weighed heavily upon him. With a chuckle, he loosened it, letting the breeze cool his skin. The sun's rays touched the earth with brilliance, and soon the air shimmered with summer's breath. At last, the traveler laughed, swinging the cloak from his shoulders entirely. He folded it and carried it under his arm, free and unburdened. From above, the wind watched in stunned silence. "You see," said the sun kindly, "gentleness can achieve what force cannot." The wind growled, ashamed, but deep within he knew the truth of it. By the time Lorien reached the gates of Calveth, he was weary but in good spirits. The sun still shone upon him, and he entered the bustling city with hope renewed. There, he found work as a stonemason, just as he had wished. For weeks he labored on the king's walls, his strong hands shaping stone, his laughter echoing among the workers. Each evening, he returned to his small rented room, writing letters to his family, dreaming of the day he would return with coin enough to see them through winter. But Lorien never forgot the strange journey on the road, that sudden storm that nearly tore the cloak from his back, and the sudden warmth that followed. He spoke of it to his fellow masons, who laughed at the tale. Yet in quiet moments he wondered, was it luck, or had some greater power tested him that day? High above, the north wind sulked among the mountains. His pride was wounded, his fury unquenched. "Am I not mighty?" he muttered. "Do I not shape the very land, break ships upon the sea, level forests to stumps?" "Yes," whispered the sun, her rays stretching even into his cold heights. "But there is more to strength than breaking. True power lies in lifting, in healing, in giving life." The wind said nothing, though her words gnawed at him. For the first time, he wondered whether fear was truly greater than love. And though he would still rage in winters to come, deep in his heart he carried the memory of the traveler who had resisted him, and the sun who had succeeded with warmth. Years later, Lorien returned home with silver in his pouch, his family rejoicing at his safe return. His son, grown older, listened eagerly to tales of the road. "Father," Darren asked one night by the fire, "what was the hardest trial of your journey?" Lorien smiled, remembering the storm and the sunlit road that followed. "It was not the hardest trial," he said softly, "but it was the truest lesson. There are two ways to move a man's heart, through force or through kindness. And though force may shape the world, it is kindness that truly changes it." And so the tale passed from father to son, from hearth to hearth, from age to age. The north wind still howls, and the sun still shines, and mortals still walk the roads between. But those who know the story remember, gentleness triumphs over harshness, warmth over cold, and love over fear.